I thought offensively we never really were settled, and so the turnovers were an issue for us. And then I think we had a difficult time adjusting to how the game's going to be officiated this year because we know it's an issue. And I thought we did a nice job not fouling, but we didn't pressure the basketball or play as active as we wanted to defensively. So there's some work to do there. But a lot of guys got a ton of minutes, which was necessary. Let them play through some mistakes, try to teach them, and it's a good starting point for us.
Mark, were you letting J.J. Frazier kind of work, like you said, play through that at the end, not take him out and get Charles back in there even though it was getting close?
Yeah, he needed to make some errors. He had a turnover, which he should have never thrown a pass, that led to a basket. And then he took the ball out of bounds, which he should never do, and turned it over and led to a basket. And he needed to make those errors in a situation where it doesn't really cost you at the end of the day. But I was no chance I was putting Charles back in. JJ needs that real game experience, as Jawan did. I mean, I thought all of our freshmen had some real teachable moments, and as did some of our returning guys. But certainly JJ in that situation.
Coach, Coach, were y'all at all concerned with the turnovers, or you just kind of chalk that one up to first game jitters and some younger guys?
Well, we made some bad reads, some poor passing. I'm concerned with our passing. I mean, so when you have poor passing, you're going to have a result of some turnovers. That's an issue that is very correctable. So I wasn't happy with it, but not overly concerned.
You got the team shot 36 free throws, made 25 of them tonight, and you got more than double the rebounds the other team did with Pembroke. How much of that do you just chalk up to a size advantage with the difference in schools, and how much was it the play of the team with tenacity?
Well, I think that the rebounding was a size advantage, certainly. I think the free throws were really a result of the games being officiated, as it's written in the rule book now, instead of letting a lot of things go. So I wasn't particularly pleased with the percentage we shot from the foul line. I think it needs to be up in the 70s. But we know that that's going to be an issue this year, and we've really worked hard to try and adjust to how the game's going to be called. And so there's a different rhythm to the game. And when you play, I think I played 13 guys in the first half, at least 12. Guys that are on the floor don't have a lot of rhythm, but I think the advantage on the boards was certainly probably because of size.
Were you at all surprised at how physical UNC-Pembroke was coming out early? I mean, I know they fouled 28 times during the game. That number was kind of high.
Well, that you're going to see this year that there's going to be more fouls called in every game. There's a national emphasis on calling fouls that have been probably let go in the previous decade. And so you're going to see more fouls, whether a team's physical or not. There's some automatic whistles this year. Kenny Gaines had one where he armbarred a guy on the dribble. That's an automatic foul. So we've worked hard to try and avoid some of those things, and I think a lot of those fouls early were simply those new rules.
Coach, how did the play of your team in the first game stack up to the team you saw and voted in your top 25, at the beginning of the season?
I believe in our team. And until we lose, I'll vote for them every week.
Did you do that for any particular reason?
Because I believe in my team. I mean, everybody else votes because of some school's tradition. Okay, I see my team every day. I'm not voting because of somebody's tradition. We're trying to build one, but I believe in my team, so I voted for my team because I think they got a chance to be a good basketball team. That's why I did it. And I've done it before.
Being such a young team, how valuable is it to get your youngest of the young guys out some playing time in a game situation like tonight going into the regular season?
Well, it's critical because our young guys have to play. We don't have a lot of depth, in certain places where the young guys can afford to learn from an older guy, and so our freshmen have to play. So it was critical that they got significant minutes.
Dante was a little bit lower on the minutes than some of the younger guys tonight. Do you just give him a little bit of rest because of his experience, or was there something that he didn't match up?
Oh, Dante's played a ton. Those guys need to go into the start of the season healthy, and the younger guys, they need minutes. Those guys need time. So Marcus needed significant time on the court because he's been away. He's a little rusty, and he needs to play and get comfortable. So that was the reason Dante's minutes were down a little bit.
Talking about Thornton a little bit, how do you think he looked coming back from the injury tonight?
I thought he was a little bit apprehensive just because he hadn't been in front of a crowd. I think the longer the game went on, the more comfortable he got. I think we've got to get him back in game condition. There's going to be some rust there just because he hadn't played in a while. But I thought it was a good starting point for him.
One more question.
Kenny Gaines, 6 for 8, 2 for 3. If this is a real game, does he stay in there and keep shooting?
Well, he's a good shooter, and you know, obviously started the game with a couple threes, and we want him to shoot the ball. He's ready, I think, to have a solid year. So we want him to be aggressive offensively. Sure do.